ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to begin. And what better way to start our afternoon than, wow, I thought I got rid of that. Let me brush that off my desk for a moment. What better way to start this than with a fresh episode of the VOD? What's going on, Bubbles? And I see Tay as ever present as always. Yes, should you crank that soldier boy? You. Ugh. Thank you, Schmoozer. What's going on, Schmoozer? How are you doing? Val, guess what? What? Did you do it? Did you do the thing? I'm in your wall. Val, guess what? I'm in your walls and your balls. Val, guess what? You're cute. I see. We had two different answers, not from the same person. Doing okay, that's good. I'm doing better. I have a bowl of Cheez-Its right now. I have a bowl of Cheez-Its. They're close there, Bubbles. You are close there. That is a hurdle to overcome. It is the hardest hurdle for most. But once you can get that, you're home free. They can't take affiliate away from you. I'm pretty sure they can revoke partnership, but they can't take affiliate away. Got my nice vitamin water. Drinking constantly. Gotta keep hydrated. This is how I'm gonna beat and fight the sickness. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the follow, Giggle. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Excuse me. Well, thank you for following. You just threw 25 Dr. Peppers. Because you followed, you have 500 channel points, and you can use 300 of those to throw 50 more Dr. Peppers. And if you stick around, you get to earn more points to do more fun things. So, had to get some Cheez-It out of my teeth. And 78 followers, yeah. There you go. So, yeah, today's an interesting day. Why? Because it's Monday. But it's also an interesting day because we have the VOD again. But before we get into that, why don't... Oh, I forgot to put out a thing on Twitter. I forgot to put out a post on Twitter. But it's okay. I was wonderfully tagged in one, so that's okay. So help me fund my DBD addiction. No, sorry, we can't do that, unfortunately. But that's what I was doing. I was taking a look at my schedule. So, oh, I'm still coughing. If we take a look at the stream schedule we have before us, we have quite the jam-packed week. We have the VOD today. We have Halo Reach tomorrow night with Apophis Nova. We have a brand new playthrough of a game I really love called Darkwood. It's a game I really like. I've played before. I haven't finished it, but it's one that I wanted to play on stream last year, but I was too enveloped in Phasmophobia, and so I never did. On Thursday, we're going to be meeting up with the lads again, our very favorite people, and we're going to be doing some more Lethal Company speed running for those obscure things. Those obscure little, whatchamacallit, tabs, or categories. That's what they're called. Oh my goodness, I wish my tracking just doesn't want to work today. And then we have the other episode of the VOD. We have our next episode of the VOD with Maru Malandra, who will be joining us on Friday afternoon. And then we should be rounding out the week with a big old Gmod collab, which I'm so excited for. I like Gmod, but it's Prop Hunt. We're playing Prop Hunt. You know, going back old school. So if you've never seen Prop Hunt before, because, it's a little bit before your time, might recommend stopping by and checking that out. So I'm really excited for it, and I can't wait. I'm dying again. I can't wait to play Gmod with people. So, and that is part of our weekly collaborative series where I collab with various VTubers. So if you're a VTuber who actively streams and you want to collab with me, well, consider following my Discord and reaching out, and we'll get something set up. So, And if you're not following me on Twitter, I highly encourage you. Pardon me. I highly encourage you to follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, and follow me here on Twitch for more content. Whether it's good or not, I'll let you be the judge of that. Val, can I ask you something before you do your show? What's that? My tracking is just given up. I have no idea why. Just doesn't want to cooperate, and that makes me sad. But it is what it is. So, it is, today's, I'm not reading that again. I've already read it before. I read it last time. I've already read it before. Maybe. We'll see in the future. So, as you guys know, I am a yapper and I like to talk. I'm also coming off... I'm going to fight you, Tay. Alright. Okay. I'll read the thing. Gotta hit it with the, there we go. Can't believe you. Can't believe you don't, I can't believe you threw out five subs there. How dare you? How dare... And then Phantom's here. Phantom, what are you doing here? I really hope you got just a notification and then you've been here? Well, the reason why I say it is because I know you've been, like, busy lately, one with the kiddos, which I need to know about that. I want to know how the kiddos are doing. But two, like, I was informed that you were going on vacation, which... honestly, you need a much well-deserved vacation. How dare you have us kiss the Phantom frame? How... You got back yesterday? Alright. Well, Phantom, I'm playing Elden Ring again. So, well, you know, you probably don't have time to stream it, but I will gladly play Elden Ring with you just in my off time if you have free time. I'm just gonna throw that out there. And I've restarted it for the third time. Well, I've played it for the third time. I also totally just sent you as on Steam because I didn't know anyone's schedule anymore. Oh my goodness. Just send it on Discord. I will read the uwu magic. I will read the... Fun fact, guys, I'm a sellout. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I'll do whatever you ask. If you throw things my way, I'm a total sellout. But before I read that, I just want to say... Phantom, we started our playthrough together, and that was on the shared thing. And then because the game got updated, I restarted it again, but in my own time. And then when I swapped over my hard drives, it took away my Elden Ring progress, and I started it for a third time. So we're on this third one, and Robin showed me this farming route, and now I'm back up to like level 80, and I just got my greatsword. So now I'm gonna be running through and just kill. I think I killed what's his bucket? I did see you start over, and Robin had left someone else in charge because he had to leave at some point. This is basically whoever the boss is in Elden Ring, like that, the first major boss at the castle. Whatever what's his bucket? I really don't remember. I think it's Margit. It's either Margit or it's Godric. I think it's Margit. Basically big dude with the cane that he beats you silly once you get up to the castle. Not the point. The point is that we restarted, so you're more than welcome to join me in just playing it again. Because I really want to actually sit through and play this. I'm actually finding that I have time to play through it, and I'm like, I want to hunker down and get back into it. So, you know, one of these days I'm gonna have to speed run it. Anywho, that's all I gotta say. Oh goodness, I'm getting more political messages on my phone. Anywho, back to reading a thing. Bubbles, how do you want that message said? I'll pin that. I'll pin this right here for the next 5 minutes so I can read it up there. So how do you want this said? As for joining, it would be off stream, so probably not. But in the future, maybe. So, how do you want this? How do you want this read? How do you want that message read before we get on? I'm a very patient man. Sort of patient. I have patience. I can be patient. All right, well, in an ooh-woo voice. What is it? Just sitting in my box chilling with my fish. There you go, Nini. Well, now you have a sub, so you can use those emotes. Fear Twilight. What's going on? What's going on, Twilight? So 5 gifted to bully Nini. Twilight, I'm just saying. Maybe. You could. Very much could. I told you, I will not sell out unless the price is good enough. That's all I'm going to say. All right. Bubble_Wubbles wants me to read this message. And it was funded with 5 gifted subs to fund this message. And it is as follows. Rar, ooh, XD, ooh, meow, oh, nya, ooh, Neko, ooh, chan, teehee, ooh, ooh, kawaii. That's all I gotta say to you. Take your copy pasta and get out of here. Get out of here. I will not read that again. Unless you throw more things my way, then I'll do whatever you want me to do. Wait, no, don't take that out of context. Nah, I need a hard yes or no considering how sus they are. The singular crybaby did not deny the allegations. Repeat, they did not. Well, that's just up to you, Twilight. Depends on how you want me to bully our guest today, but regardless, I think it's time we actually brought our guest on. I'm just saying, Nini, I got a business to run, I got a family to feed, I got mouths to feed, I got a mortgage to pay. Suppose I deserve that one. So why don't I actually get on with this, shall we? So, without further ado, today we'll be welcoming an idol from the small corners of the internet. With her love of cats, singing, games, and having a heart of pure gold, she scurries onto the show today. She's got a lot of love to give people, and when you hear her go Doki Doki, you know who's coming around. Now please put your hands and perhaps pause together for the one, the only, stray cat gone idol, Nini the Neko. Welcome to the set. Welcome to the show.
Oh, God.
You just cut out hardcore.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Val. Good to see you. Hello.
She after the intro again on a talk show. Excuse me.
I'm upset. God damn it.
I'm
upset.
What do you mean again? Is this a recurring thing?
No, this is, Fear also does, a talk show thing as well, and, I was a guest star on his side, and, oops.
I see.
Don't listen to the Twilight Man, he tells lies.
So then, Fear, what it sounds like to me, right? Sounds like to me is that you also are very accustomed to asking questions. What do you mean?
No.
This is why she wasn't invited to the cookout? Well, damn.
I'm upset. God damn it.
Well, damn.
This is a normal occurring thing with me and Fear.
Well, Ease what it is. All we can do is grow and learn from this.
Yippee.
So, but it is what it is. But anywho, you're finally here, and
Hi.
also her nyan 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 something sus nyan. What do you mean by this?
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. It's
No.
all lies. I don't know what he's talking about.
Okay, then dispel the lies. So what is dispel the lies? Yo, Zay got a gifted sub. Let's go.
Doki Doki! Yippee. Also, hi, Mama Gigi. Hello, mamas.
Oh heck yeah! Is that
My
the
mama's
Zay?
here. It's my mom. What up?
Anything you'd like to say for your family back home?
I love you.
You're breaking the ceiling.
Mom, I'm on TV. Yeah, that's normal.
So, mayhaps. I see. Well, this is all I'll say as a preface for now. My model tracking is just being weird, and that's because VBridger. I don't know if VBridger needs an update or something, but like, Phantom. Hold on, because I just opened Steam to check there's an update. Phantom, what the heck do you mean? Peglin is Pog.
Wait, what?
This has to be
Peglin is Pog.
the greatest message I've ever received on Steam. This has to be the greatest message I've ever received on Steam. Sorry. I love the Phantom fame with all my heart. My man has a heart of gold, and he has a sense
Phantom's
of humor.
a good boy.
He's a very
Phantom's
good
a
boy.
good boy.
So, that man.
Oh no, I'm giggly now. Oh no.
There's no VBridger update. I put 200 hours into VBridger? Oh, dang. All right.
Huzzah.
I don't like to think about that. Anywho, well, let's actually continue with the show. Nini, how are you doing today?
Yippee. I'm doing great. I am doing fantastic, actually. How are you doing today, Val?
I am still sick, as you can hear. But
Stop
I'm
being
getting better.
sick. Yippee.
No. Well, yes, I want to stop, but I don't really have control over it. That's my body.
Gosh dang it.
But I have vitamin water and white cheddar Cheez-Its.
Yippee. Those are always delicious, honestly.
Plus, I was debating whether or not to make some soup before stream today, and I just kind of forgot.
Chicken
Actually, no.
soup always helps. That's all I gotta say. Chicken soup is like the remedy medicine for...
I want to rest, but the work goes on.
Exactly. Listen to Rin. He's smart enough.
Well, best of luck, Bubbles. Godspeed.
Ducky Bubbles.
So, why don't we get into the questions? And that is, we'll start with the very first question. And that, because me, Baxus me Nini want. That was not English. That was anything but
That was
English.
not English. English is hard.
Is there anything but
Is
English?
hard.
So, it's time for me to ask my first, and in my opinion, most important question. That's, Nini, who are you and what is your story? Talk as long as you want, because that gives me time to eat some of my Cheez-Its before they go stale, which I made that mistake where I ate like cracker. I got some crackers before the show. I ended up not eating them until after, like 2 hours later, out in the open, and they were stale. I'm like, I guess I'll eat these with misery in my face.
Oh, not the stale crackers.
There were stale Cheez-Its, which made it even worse.
Even worse. No, Val.
So, who are you?
That sucks.
Who are you, and what is your story? And if you want, what I always have to kind of clarify when I ask this question, talk about who you are as a VTuber. You know, what is your lore, stuff like that, and then give us a little bit about who you are as the person behind it.
Well then, I'll go ahead and get started with that. Hello, everybody. My name is Nini the Neko. I am your local stray cat of... English is hard. Oh no, I'm already messing this up. I am your local stray cat gone idol, Nini the Neko. It's a pleasure to meet you all. I am essentially a little variety streamer who just does a lot of games and everything like that. I'm messing this up poorly. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no. Take your time. I got a bowl full of Cheez-Its and an audience waiting to watch you Give the world your story.
Yeah, they.
No, but you're doing fantastic. I'm sorry, I don't want to make it seem like I'm like the evil boss just sitting there in the chair, like stroking the cat and be like, yes, good, crash and burn. Entertainment.
Crash and burn. Scuff is true.
Rock and stone.
Evie. But yeah, no, I am your local stray cat gone idol, Nini the Neko. It is a pleasure to meet you all. My story is, I'm gonna take a sip of my water real quick before I actually continue real quick. Oh my goodness.
I heard stroking cat. No giggles.
Meow. No, Gigi, mama, dear, no. My story is that when I was little, or when I was a baby, I was unfortunately abandoned by my parents, and I was taken in by a little old lady who was considered the crazy cat lady, and she took me in and raised me as her own child, and from there on, I started essentially growing up with cats that she took care of. Either it was her own cats or it was just strays on the street that she took care of. And I grew up essentially not really being like a normal kid, essentially. I was more attuned to being a cat.
Okay.
I basically acted very cat-like growing up and everything, and I never really got along with any of the normal kids or anything like that. So I've always stayed close to my cat folks and my grandmother as well, who raised me, who I consider as I would call her my mother, but I've always called her my grandmother because little old lady taking care of a little girl. Oh God, Model, stop freaking out, please and thank you.
honestly, same, very much same.
VTube Studio go brr.
My VTube Studio's working fine. It's my V Bridger that's having a stroke.
my VTube Studio's always having a stroke. That's all I gotta say. I have to recalibrate her almost every single time. Like, why? God damn it! Cry.
And this is a story pertaining to your VTuber, to Nini.
Yep, that's right. Yep, that's me, Nini Neko, Doki Doki.
Okay.
Yep. And English hard. But yeah, no, that's mainly my story. Yes, that's mainly kind of like my little backstory and everything with how I became, or at least they're part of it. As I got older and everything, trying to take care of my grandmother because she was getting up there in years and everything. So I decided to try and help out with, trying to help pay the bills and everything. And I saw passion in basically doing singing and dancing. So I would oftentimes do street performances for people. And whatever I could bring back, I would pass it over to my grandmother to kind of help out with whatever we could. But of course, she would give it back to me because it was like, she always told me, like, Nini, that's your hard-earned money, you keep it. I'm like, okay. And then sometime later, unfortunately, my grandmother got very, very sick, and I continued to do my passion of doing street performances as a little entertainer. And then eventually I was recruited by an idol industry who wanted to take me in as a upcoming idol group. So I was recruited for that, and granted, I didn't really have interest in becoming an idol in any sort of way. I just basically wanted to be just essentially an entertainer as much as I could, and just kind of just basically do my best to help my grandmother out. But figuring with how much I was making as an entertainer and everything, it wasn't doing a whole lot, so I ended up taking the gig as an idol. And it really did help pay the bills and everything with the medical and all that stuff. So I was very, very happy with the idol industry. But unfortunately, with idols in Japan and everything, of course, there's always drama that goes about. With my idol group and everything, we did not see eye to eye with one another at all. And eventually there was a really, really big scam that happened amongst our group, and we ended up disbanding. But I was the one who remained within the company, and also just became, and I went solo with the manager who recruited me. So he and him have been working side by side to continue my growth as a small-time idol. But with all that drama as well with that, with my idol group and everything, my as much as I did my best to, essentially try to help my grandmother out with the medical bills and everything, unfortunately she did pass away. But I continue to do what I do best to essentially support what I do, or essentially to support the people around me, and essentially to support,
Thank you,
all
Slurpa.
the people out there. Yeah. Essentially to support to support all the people out there who's, all the cats and everything, all the people out there who supported me when I was a small-time entertainer doing street performances and everything. So
Man, it sounds like to me that oh goodness, no, the coughing. Is that the Genevieve Yoso and Slurpa, 2 former guests of the VOD? Oh my gosh. Yes.
Thank you for the hydrate, Slurpa. Doki Doki.
Not the coffin.
Coughing.
Yes, the coffin. That's what I feel like.
Coffee.
But yes,
No.
yes, Jen, we do have a super cute guest. So,
Hi. Thank you.
this is a very well fleshed out, it seems, lore for a character, much more than like the average VTuber. I mean,
The average Joe, yeah.
well, I mean, it sounds less like lore and just more like a real life story, at least to me.
So the funny thing is actually a lot of my lore of Nini is actually based on my own real life presence as well.
Your own real life
funny
lore?
enough. Yeah, essentially.
Okay.
Actually, funny enough, my model is actually based off of what I actually look like in real life, aside from the long hair, because I actually recently just cut my hair not too long ago, so.
There you go.
Which is yee. But a lot of Nini's lore comes from my own personal stuff in real life. Main thing is that I was not abandoned as a child. I have 2 loving parents and a brother who I live with still. I have 2 loving parents and a brother who I live with here, and they love me very much.
Yeah.
I do enjoy my singing and dancing, but I'm very, very shy when it comes to that whole thing, because low self-esteem sucks.
Oh yeah, that's something I talked to my therapist about.
Low self-esteem sucks. So I do it when no one's looking or anything like that, or at least I do it around people who actually aren't gonna be like, oh haha, you're funny looking. I'm like, god damn it, okay, I'll just go over here and sit in my box. I am very much an animal lover, but the people who actually do know me in real life, or people who've known me for many, many years, they can tell you straight up that I am very, very cat-like. I like head pats.
Oh yeah.
I like like, yay, head pats, yippee. I like sitting in boxes, oddly enough. I like sleeping a lot.
Well, sleeping is
Like,
good,
give
but
me
sitting
a
in boxes is not.
I'm small, so I'm like, yay, box.
If it fits, it's it. The cat.
Exactly.
I used to have 2 cats, and they felt that exact same way.
I have 2 cats myself, actually. That's how they do. But I like
miss my
sleeping. I
cats.
like being buried in blankets. I like eating a lot, and I'm just like, yay, let me be cat.
Let me be cat. Words to live by.
Let me be cat. Meow. Yes. I was a lot of also Nini's lore is that I didn't really get along with some of the neighborhood kids, because I was weird ones, unfortunately, growing up. So growing up on base and everything, my dad was in service for about 20 or so years. So growing up with base kids and everything like that was not the best thing, honestly. They are a bunch of brats. Oh, I'm a black screen. What happened?
Oh, don't worry about that.
Oh, there we go.
No, sorry, don't worry about that. I was adjusting something on my end. Because the way it is,
okay, I see.
for the way it is, since I have the Discord screen open, if I open something else, that'll cover it. It'll be like a black screen for whatever reason. I don't know why. But being from the city of Las Vegas, we're home to one of the biggest Air Force bases, American Air Force bases in the country, if not the world, in the form of Nellis Air Force Base, and
gotcha.
My family, my family's not military, and I haven't, I haven't lived on base, but I've certainly been to that base numerous times, and so it's something I know very well about, just military kids and having to move so much.
Yeah. Because my family and I, we've been all over the place. We've strictly stayed in California and everything. But I remember a couple times. I remember my parents before I was born. They've moved at least a couple times, about 2 or 3 times. And when I was born, we moved about, I want to say twice at least, maybe 3 times. So, but we eventually stayed where we were when my dad was still in service and everything. And then after he retired, after my brother was born, we ended up moving off base, unfortunately. But, it was a time and a half with my father being away, all that, being away for months at a time and all that. But, I'm very proud of my dad for what he's done for the country and everything, so.
Of course. I mean, even with all this stuff, I mean, would you say having to move a lot and just the people you've met or have had to meet and interact with, would you say that has played a role in, I guess, finding and making friends on the internet like this?
It does a lot better, honestly. I actually tune in a lot better to meeting people on the internet versus meeting people in IRL, because the base kids and everything oftentimes would either come and go because the parents were getting transferred out and everything. So I've made a lot of friendships and I lost a lot of friendships, but I also mainly kept a lot of friends in school because a lot of them weren't military kids or anything like that. So it was a little bit easier, but they were primarily the school friends and nothing more outside. But just kind of just meeting people online, it was just a little bit easier, honestly, because it's like you could turn it down that way. What am I trying to say here? God damn it.
Take your time. We got an hour and a half.
Yay. But
unless I die from coughing first.
Stop dying.
I can't stop.
Val, I will pinch your cheeks.
So we can end this in 20 minutes and I just go back to resting.
No. Okay, go. Wait.
Then the coughing continues. Sorry, you were saying.
I tune more with people online more than anything because I basically I was one of those kids. I was the generation who grew up with technology and the internet and everything. So I've basically kind of just always been glued to the internet and all that stuff. Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. And social stuff and everything like that was often a little bit harder sometimes because I was one of the weird kids growing up, essentially because of my ADHD. So people oftentimes I wouldn't say exiled me, but more like, you're weird, we don't want to hang out with you. I'm like, oh, okay. But it was more the case online, I met people who felt the same way as I did. So it was a little bit more of an easier connection more than anything. That way I can actually make friends and, actually be myself for a change, and not having to put on a fake persona or anything like that. I can be myself. Let me be my funny self, please and thank you.
Yeah, and I'd say that's a very common reason that a lot of people choose VTubing as a a route of entertainment, because it just allows them to really just dive feet first into something like this while still they feel more comfortable with a character than they do with their real self. And I know that a lot of people who have done this because of it have been able to accept themselves more fully in who they are in real life, as opposed to who they were before. I feel like there's a litter box joke to throw somewhere. Well, maybe there is.
Fair enough. Please be nice.
So,
But
going off that, what inspirations did you, or creative liberties did you kind of take when designing your model? Because you said it was based on more of yourself, with some, I guess, idle and more cat-like features.
a little bit of changes here and there.
Yeah, explain.
So my main inspiration was funny enough, actually, before I actually ever thought of doing VTubing stuff or anything like that. Going back a little bit further to a little bit more of my past and everything, as a streamer and everything, as my IRL self. Before streaming and before Twitch, I actually originally wanted to do YouTube content and make YouTube videos. But at the time and everything, I did not have the proper setup. I didn't have the space for it. I didn't know how to work anything at all, on how to make recordings or anything like that. So I just kind of put a pin in that for later. And what really kind of got me the streaming idea essentially is when I was in college, one of my old close friends, because I remember this was a time where Twitch was actually starting to launch and everything like that. They came to me and they're like, "Hey, Nini, did you hear about this new thing called Twitch?" I'm like, "Nope, never heard of it. What is that?" He explained to me what it was, a streaming platform where, people stream all over the internet and all that stuff. I'm like, that sounds like fun. I'll think about it. And, he asked me, like, "Oh, yeah, Nini, are you planning on streaming, since I know you want to do YouTube?" I'm like, I'm good, fam. I don't know if anyone wants to watch someone like me play video games." And then he kind of just basically encouraged me, be like, "No, what are you talking about, Nini? You got a great personality. You play a lot. You nerd out about a bunch of games and all that stuff. And you just got a great personality of how you want to talk about games." I'm like, "That's fair. Not tooting my own horn or anything." I'm like, "I appreciate that. Thank you." So I ended up kind of like going with the idea of possibly shooting someday. So I ended up putting a pin in that as well. But considering the fact that where I was and everything, I once again didn't have space for it. I didn't have the technology for it or anything like that. I didn't even know where to start at all. Until a couple years later, when we moved to our now current house. I see you being attacked by Dr. Peppers.
It's a living. It's a living.
That's when after we moved and everything and things started to settle down, I started to get a little bit more serious into my streaming career side, honestly. I actually had one of my good friends and moderators on my side, Keenan, help me pick out my current PC setup and everything.
Uh-huh.
And from there, we kind of went from there. But I still didn't have an idea how to do anything. So once again, I kind of like had this idea of like, I want to be a streamer, but I don't know where I want to go with this. And then the inspiration kind of kicked in when I started meeting, other streamers and, meeting other streamers and hearing their story. And also getting together with, some amazing people I've met as well through streaming, such as Giggly, who is actually my artist mama as well, I met her via through my boyfriend, who is also a streamer. I met him via another fellow streamer there, so we kind of connection-wise was there. The inspiration for my Neko self and the idol self was, funny enough, not very creative in the slightest. Honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to do as for a model. I just had this idea. I was like, I want to be a cat girl. That's all I want to do. I just want to be a cat girl. Can we go somewhere with that design? And they're like, all right, bet we can figure something out. So I kind of me and him kind of started like planning. I'm like, all right, how are we gonna do this? What's the premise of your your idea and everything? And I wasn't creative with the idea or the model design or anything like that. I was just like, you know what? I just want something simple and easy. Why don't I just base it off myself a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where it went from there. And the idol portion, or at least the cat and idol portion, were just two of my favorite things. As I am essentially a cat in real life, and idols were actually a very big part of my life growing up. Actually, anime specifically was a huge part of my life. The reason why I went with the idol route is because, well, due to anime, but mainly the lead vocaloid girl. English. God damn it. Mainly the lead vocaloid singer Hatsune Miku played a big role in my life.
Oh my gosh, it's
actually.
Hatsune Miku!
I discovered her sometime in middle school, I think, and I kind of just went from there. I loved her music. I loved what she did. I loved the vocaloids so very much, and I was just like, you know what, what if I just kind of, threw in, like, what if I became a cat idol? And the Stray Cat theme came into play when I was actually starting to get on Twitch as well, so it kind of rolled into place there as well, because I was considered the stray cat of the internet.
Oh.
So 1, 2, 3, poof, some magic here and there. You got a little stray cat gone idol. Yeah.
So have you ever considered, expanding or changing some of this, or is that just what you've settled on going forward?
I think I've settled on keeping my my role as the stray cat gone idol, honestly. I just feel like it rolls off the tongue really well, but it's not just that, but it just also, like, it's a little piece of me that's in my streaming. It's a little piece of me that is, having fun streaming as, a character or as a persona that I've always wanted to be, or at least not always wanted to be, but more like I want to be this, someday. Like, I want to have this confidence. I want to have, this and that, and I'm just like, you know what? We're gonna roll with this. We're gonna see how this plays out.
Does this model and this streaming give you an outlet to sort of do like those things? Is it something where you feel as though you have the capacity to be more like your more ideal self in the virtual space than in your IRL space?
Yeah, so funny that you actually bring that up, actually. Since starting to, look into becoming a VTuber and everything, and just basically start streaming and everything, it actually has impacted me actually quite a lot in my IRL life, actually. Because before, I was just kind of like the shy girl who, didn't really speak up a whole lot, was, just the weird one and all that stuff and all that. But, ever since I started streaming, I've kind of, like, really come to, like, accept myself a little bit more. Like, my self-esteem has gotten better, and especially with the community and the friends I've made along the way, it's really kind of basically impacted me as a person behind the avatar, essentially. And I'm very, very thankful for the people I've met here on via streaming, and I would probably say it's really impacted me in a very, very good way, streaming wise. Because if I wouldn't really want to say, like, if I never started streaming, or if I, never met any of these people, I would probably still be the same person I was. But I don't want to say that I would still be the same person. I feel like I would have, grown a little bit, but in a more slower margin, versus, streaming and the community I've met and the friends and everything have, made it a little bit easier to basically more or less accept myself as who I am, and not get confused with reality versus online stuff. Like I am myself, and I am also Nini.
Yeah, I say it's sharing that distinction with who you are, and Robin.
Doki Doki. Attack the Val. Throw the soda cans. You got this. Yippee.
Thank you, Robin. I do appreciate the Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper.
Well, don't worry, Robin. We're gonna be returning to Elden Ring soon, so just you wait.
Yay, buddy.
Just
Are
you
those
wait.
Elden Ring cans? Are those Elden Ring cans?
No, those are just normal Dr. Pepper cans.
Oh.
So, but it's interesting that you bring that up, because I think it's an important distinction that people should honestly make, where it's a delicate balance, understanding that there's a difference between imagine Dr. Pepper product placement at Elden Ring. Honestly, they'll just give me that. I want to do that.
GG, do it, yes.
But it's important to understand the distinction that comes with who you are as a streamer versus who you are as a person, because it's hard to be an entertainer all the time, but it's also hard to be presenting as your normal self all the time, because there are those that want to there are those that can't seem to separate the two, or those that don't separate the two, or that separate it far too much. And so most of the people, it's important to understand, like for me, I keep my streaming side much more separate than my personal side, because to me that's just what it is. This is more like a business thing, where it's an entirely different outlook that I have and that I do. Whereas if you talk to me in person, I'm different, and I do completely different things. And so that's not to say that I push Val out completely. It's more, I know when to hear a bottom, no matter when I talk to you. Quiet you. If I'm a bottom, then I'm gonna be a power bottom. And guess what? You're gonna Alright, I'm just gonna stop that there. Anyway.
Oh my. Oh, wrong one. Oh my, Val.
Your glasses were still there.
Yes, they were. I haven't. I forgot to take my glasses off on that one. Oh well. Anyway, continue.
I literally I got so lazy playing a character so fast, I just stopped, and now my model's just me, so I could just be me. And that's the thing, is that for some, they put on entirely big shows, and just this is a performance. For others, it's just literally them. I mean, that's the thing. For Val is literally he is just me, just with an anime model.
Yeah.
But I do know when to separate the two, if that makes more sense. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
So now the question is, what do you want to do with your model going forward? What do you want to do as a VTuber going forward?
Yeah.
There's only one Val in the world, one in Acrylion. Thanks.
One Acrylion. I never really put much thought into that, actually, funny enough, because mainly the reason why I wanted to start streaming, or at least start VTubing in general, it was just kind of like as a nice little hobby, as kind of like a nice little, show off some games that, not many people might know about, or franchises not many people know about, or anything like that. I'm just games that I enjoy, or game franchises that I know that, again, not many people know. I'm I want to show these off. That's mainly what I want to do. Yeah. And I originally just want to do this as a hobby, honestly. That's my main thing. But since my debut and everything back in April, I've been enjoying this a lot more, and mainly I've always kept to the thing of like, this is gonna be strictly a hobby. I don't want to do anything more with it, but kind of it's always been in the back of my mind, like, do I want to take this as like a serious business thing eventually in the future? But not, but I'm also like, there's a lot of things if I ever were to officially become a full-time streamer or anything like that. Like, I know the ups and downs of that, and I'm just like, I'm not big enough to do that, and I'm self-esteem talking. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm entertaining enough to do anything like that. But I would like to do something. I would like to take streaming and VTubing to maybe a possibly next level, but that's a future possibility, if anything. For me right now, in the now, it's something I want to do for funs, and just hang out and talk with people and play some games, and get some, introduce people to some other fun games that that people won't know about, or like get people interested in them. That's kind of like mainly that's mainly my goal, essentially, is just to play games.
Oh yeah, and at the end of the day, it's what do I guess it's more of a rhetorical question. What do you want to do with your time? What do you want to do with your life that adds to someone else's? I mean, like when you're just doing this show, when I first started this last year, and when I started this over a year ago, actually, it was a matter of, what can I do that would be interactive, that would be good for people, and what could I do that I could give back, that I could have something that's consistent. Yeah. And I thought this show would be, if 50 plus, I guess 60 plus guests later, people still watch it. So, it just goes to show that if you're passionate about something and you just choose to do it, the things work out.
Yeah. No, it's hard to say, honestly, because it's kind of a hard question to answer, honestly. I'm just kind of like, I never really gave much thought to more of what I want to do. It's just mainly just been my thought process of like, I want to stream, I want to game, I want to introduce people to a bunch of new genres of games or game titles they might not know about, and thinking, oh god, brain go burr. I've just never really put a whole lot of thought into it. Like, I have ideas for, other big things I want to do and everything, but it's gonna be, a while before I ever kind of start getting to that and all that, It's... what's the word I'm looking for right now? Or at least, what's the sentences I'm looking for? I do have some, like, stuff I want to do in the future, but I really have to plan it out very, very carefully, and like, figure out my time as, myself, and my time as myself and everything, because I work retail, unfortunately, so my time is taken away by doing retail stuff at my job. So
yeah. It does take time.
Retail sucks. I don't recommend it to anybody.
I don't either.
Oh, it's awful. Anyway, I have a lot of things I want to do. There's a lot of stuff I want to do in the future. There's a lot of games, like big games titles and everything, or at least long game series I want to do, or at least collabs and, just projects I want to do in the future. And it takes time to plan those, and I eventually want to do those. That's kind of where I am, like, right now. Like,
yeah,
how do I want to move forward, but also time managing everything properly, essentially.
No,
like, I have these ideas.
I get it completely.
Sorry,
I mean, I get it completely. The thing is that it's one of those things where, and I'm pretty sure I talked I've talked to several people about this who've come forward and asked me about how to go about planning these kinds of things, how to go about doing these things. Because I know you and Rinthio originally wanted to plan to do an event, and you guys wanted to do something like that.
Yeah, you know about that.
Yeah, and he asked me to just for advice on how to go about doing it. And so it's a matter of, you know, if this is something you want to do, go for it and try it. If it doesn't work, that's okay. You still can say you did it. You just figure out what you could do better and try again next time. You know, sometimes it'll work out, sometimes it won't, sometimes it'll hit, sometimes it'll miss. Like excuse me. Like I wanted to do way back when I wanted to do like an artist kind of competition where I just get a couple artists on stream and we draw prompts from the chat that they would give, and we draw it on the spot, and you know, the one who was voted the best would get some sort of prize, you know. But it's supposed to be super fun and all of that, and I didn't get enough people to run the show, and I'm like, well, if this isn't working, let's try something else. And in the end, I settled on doing voiceover things, which I realized that works a little better, and people like that. You know, the very first one I did was incredibly successful. Though every one of those after that were also very successful, at least in my opinion. And so it's just one of those things: is pick what you want to do and just try it, because at the very least, nothing may come of it, but you at least have the knowledge that you did something, you tried.
Yeah, and you can start fresh with a new plan and everything like that, you know.
Yeah.
Learn from mistakes of before and be like, all right, how do I want to make this work now, or can I make it better, essentially?
Yeah. So, I guess going forward, is there anything that you want to do specifically that you know, you've always wanted to do?
There's a couple things I've always wanted to do, honestly.
That I guess you could share right now, you know, because that way you don't spoil anything for you.
No. Like the main thing I have right now is I actually set a goal for my community and everything. I told them that, you know, if we are able to reach about, if I remember correctly, 400 followers, I would do a full-on karaoke stream. And karaoke is one of the things I've always wanted to do. In my downtime, I do like singing, actually, and I've sang a couple times on stream. Not great, but you know, it's just something I've always wanted to do, as, you know, just as myself, and be like, have, you know, like, since now having this like new boat of confidence and everything like that, and this new like rising self-esteem, like I've gotten better, I feel better about myself and everything. I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and give this a shot. Let's see how this goes.
Sure.
And that's the main thing. Like if I'm able to reach 400, I will do a full-on karaoke stream of my achievement of reaching a newfound following, and then kind of plan from there of like what the next goal will be or something like that. But right now I'm starting small because of course I'm an idol and people want to hear the idol sing, but I'm still sometimes very, very shy about actually singing and everything.
Sure.
So when I do get the chance to sing, and I'm like, what's happening? Why are you doing this to me? But it makes me feel better, because I see the compliments and everything that people are like, yo, Nini, you did great, that was amazing, da 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 da, and everything. I'm just like, I appreciate that, thank you.
Well, and
that's
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I made promises for some milestones for my Japan trip, and I made milestones for that where I promised that I would do a movie night I do a game night, I do an ASMR stream, I do a karaoke stream, and I would make an audio drama. So, you know, 5 big things, which a game night means I do a game night in my server where it's not streamed, I just play games with my chat or with my Discord server. Movie night, the same thing, which honestly, I don't really want to watch Beetlejuice. I've never seen Beetlejuice.
I haven't either, so don't worry.
So, and that's a movie I really want to watch. Also, Nova, I'm doing better. How are you? So, but I want to do I'm gonna plan a movie night this month. I still gotta do a karaoke stream. I'm making the audio drama right now. And excuse me, making the audio drama right now, and I'm trying to plan the ASMR stream. I've never done an ASMR stream, so there's that.
It'll be fantastic, I promise you.
Why do you say it like that? Why do you laugh like that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Explain yourself.
I'll go sit in my box now.
Do I need to put you in the jar?
We don't talk about the jar. No. Anything about the jar. Oh god. I've accepted this joke. God damn it. No, not the jar. I'll be a good cat. Okay.
You are now in the jar.
No, not the jar. No.
And you have like an animation that fills up with something. The pear wiggler. You're right.
Val.
Where's the pear wiggler?
Val, no.
We're sending mods. Send Nini to the pear wiggler.
Wait, what?
Oh, Tathan, you don't have access to that. I need to change that.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying.
The pear wiggler.
You don't know what the pear wiggler is?
No.
So the pear
I'm
wiggler.
watching it on stream.
So the pear wiggler is it's a CGI animation showing what would happen to pears that are not secured during transit and how much they will be bruised because they bounce around and hit each other. And so the joke is the bad and naughty children get put in the pear wiggler to atone for their crimes.
No. Well, thank God. Well, thankfully, I'm innocent and I've done no crime. So, haha.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
I don't believe that.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
There you go.
Cool. Thank you.
That's what I have to say to you. Haha.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Well. We are at the halfway point in the show where, oh my god.
Eepy Val is eepy.
Yes.
Eepy Val.
I'm debating whether or not to take a sleep after this stream.
Take a half-hour nap. Half-hour naps are great.
But I gotta wake up at like 5:30 in the morning tomorrow. So.
That's now gross. No, thank you.
It's very gross. And I don't like it. It is what it is.
I don't miss those shifts either at my last job. I don't miss those at all. God.
Thank you for following, Kiwi Viking Queen. I appreciate that.
That's my cousin. Hi, cousin. Queen. Doki Doki. Oh God. Hi, Queen. Hi, Queen. My cousin. My girl. My lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got super excited. Oh god, my ball's breaking now.
Anything you want to say to your lovely cousin?
I miss you! I love you, girly! Mwah.
Alright, now mods.
Whenever I'm here. Yes.
Now mods have the ability to put people in the pear wiggler. Mods, put Nini in the pear wiggler.
Wait, what? No. I'm a good kitty. I'm a good kitty. No. Why?
mods.
Mods are busy.
No!
Mods are busy.
How dare you? Hold on.
Val, if you don't be nice, I'll bring out my curse toggle. Just be careful.
Your curse toggle?
My curse toggle.
Is it a curse toggle or a cursed toggle?
Yes.
And what is this curse toggle?
You really want to see what it is?
What is this curse toggle?
Alright, Val, everyone, I would like you to meet Neko.
I hate that so much. I hate everything about that.
Let me get a closer look. There you go.
Why is that a thing?
There's a context to why that exists.
Put that back where it came from.
Okay. There's context to that, by the way, which is even more hilarious. I don't know why that's a thing.
No, I'm the jerk! Damn it!
So the story behind that is that when my model was getting rigged, oh god, my model freaked out, speaking of which, when my model was getting rigged, my mama artist, drew a little happy face on my neck, and when my boyfriend and my rigger was adjusting my model and making sure everything was working properly, he spun my head and he saw the face on it and screenshotted it and sent it to me and everyone else. I'm just like, honey, what is this? This is cursed! What the fuck? Keep it in.
I wonder. So, I try to think, if I take out all of the high end and I take out all of the mid, how will this sound?
Oh no, what do you mean by that?
I'm gonna listen back to this real quick.
Oh no.
I don't think it sounds like
look it
anything.
up. Wow.
I don't think it does it.
Look up for my cursed toggle. I have a less cursed toggle. Look, I'll show off here. There you go. I am normal Neko. Doki Doki.
Your normal Neko. A 9 in a jar. What does that mean?
God. No, Queenie! Why would you do this to me?
Oh, a Nini in a jar.
I thought you were my lovely cousin. What the heck?
Basically,
Why?
what I was trying to do is, I think it'd be really funny if I could edit your, like, mix your audio right now where it would actually sound like you're in a jar.
Oh my god, that would be fantastic. Audio engineer, go!
That's easier said than done. Well,
She did sound like she was in a jar. Oh no.
She did she sound like she was in a jar?
Wait, did I? Hold on, I gotta listen back to this later as well when
Okay,
this
hold
VOD
on.
goes up.
Hold on.
Curious.
Okay, hold on.
God.
All right, I'm gonna listen to my own stream. You guys are gonna hear double real quick. I don't regret anything. Say so.
Regret everything.
Say.
Doki Doki, I'm in a jar.
Say so.
I'm in a jar. Send help, please. I don't deserve this. How's that?
It sounds to me like I need to add more, like another filter. I need to add another filter.
Oh
Alright.
my god.
Alright, so let's see how that sounds. Alright, start speaking again.
I'm in a jar, send help, please. I don't deserve to be in a jar. Well, I mean, I'll give you a little derpy clown, so there we go.
Oh my god.
Just a little louder? You want it to be just a little louder? Okay, give me a second.
I am your faithful cousin. Hold on.
Yes? Unfortunately, I am busy. Thank you. Don't worry. Sorry. It was... I realized that, like one of my roommates walked to my door. I thought I muted my mic, but he's just inviting me to something. I'm like, I'm busy. All right, so how does that sound? How does that sound currently with Nini?
Doki Doki says hello. I'm a kind of Doki. But also, I don't deserve this. Why? Why am I in a jar? I quit you.
Perfect.
Sad. Damn it.
Perfect. I have a reliable way of putting people in jars. Okay, hold on. Rename jar 2. Yes.
Oh god, I'm dying now. Help me.
Oh goodness, so am I. I'm also
oh my
dying.
god, Queenie. Queenie, no.
The jar has been removed.
Yay! I'm free from the jar! Now I can cause chaos and havoc and funny stuff.
But I now have the power to put my guests in jars. So
meow.
all this because wait. So we should have happened 18 minutes ago, but that's okay. It's time for us to do our little
toggle.
It's time for us to do our little break, and by that I mean it's time
break time
to talk about
the
thing.
Oh no. Oh no.
The thing.
Oh no. I know what the thing is. Chat,
So-
you're not ready for the thing.
So we have a thing, right? It's called the food definition flowchart. It's a very simple thing. The food definition flowchart is as follows. This flowchart was created by my head mod in a drunken haze that he thought of would be very funny, and over the course of several streams and chat bullying me, I've been able to refine this into a point where we can take most any dish and categorize it into one of 5 categories. Now, you may not like the answers you'll get, but the flowchart works.
It's goofy.
This is the most factual of factual charts. So, the goal here is to see if our guest agrees with the chart. If they agree with its validity and they agree with its correctness. Because in the end, the chart isn't wrong, you're wrong.
Yeah, that's normal, don't worry.
So, with that, let us begin. Speaking of lettuce,
Lettuce.
lettuce, much like the thing I put on the green I put in my sandwiches when I eat lettuce. Begin.
Num.
Laugh at my jokes, chat. If you don't, I'm gonna sit here and cry.
Cry. Cry. Your tears give me power.
Do you want to go back to the jar?
I hold Dr. Pepper's.
I hold the power.
I hold the power of Dr. Pepper.
I sound funny? What do you mean I sound funny? Explain yourself. Rin, am I gonna have to put you in the pear wiggler?
Oh no! Rin and I just in the jar like, help! Help! Oh my goodness gracious.
You got put in the pear wiggler.
So how does the...
So... Also...
Sorry, Rin.
Yeah. So how it works is this. You're gonna give me you're gonna give me any 2 food items or dishes or whatnot that we're gonna be eating. Well, I guess you will be. And we're gonna run it through the course here. So the chart is as follows.
Okay.
We start with is the food going to be eaten? Yes, no, or maybe. If maybe, it circles in on itself until we can decide if we're going to be eating it. If you're not eating it, don't worry about it. At that point, it doesn't matter. If yes, is it state of matter, a solid or liquid? If it's a liquid, then it is a soup. If it's a solid, we move on. If you're unsure, don't worry about it. If is it a singular mass or is it made of multiple parts? If it's a singular mass, it's a steak. If you're unsure, move on. If it's multiple, if it's unsure, it's don't worry about it. If it's multiple, we move on. Is it a later dish? If you say no, then it is a salad. If you're unsure about it, don't worry about it. And if yes, it is a sandwich. So
this is gonna hurt my brain so bad. God.
So, give me a food. And we'll run this through this.
Now, Alright, I'm gonna go with... Alright.
I'm gonna be asking you these questions. So, and you're gonna have to answer these questions.
Okay.
Alright, so give me a food.
So, I'm gonna go ahead and go with lasagna. Let's
lasagna?
Do that.
Alright. Is lasagna... honey ham sandwich? That sounds delicious. Is it going to be eaten, yes, no, or maybe?
Yes, it will be eaten.
Okay. Is it state of matter, solid or liquid?
Solid.
Is it made of multiple parts or is it a singular mass?
Multiple parts.
Is it a layered dish?
Because it's got the... Yes.
Then it is a sandwich.
Oh my god! Well, you heard it here, Queenie. It's lasagna is a sandwich. Oh no.
It is a sandwich. A lasagna is a sandwich. It's a type of sandwich.
Actually, if you think about it, it actually is a sandwich. Yeah. I'm kind of thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute.
Right. Give me another one.
I'm starting to get hungry from thinking about all these foods right now. Oh no.
I am actually not hungry.
Nom. Let's go with pizza. Let's see what we can do with pizza.
What kind of pizza?
Cheese pizza.
Cheese pizza. How is the cheese pizza made?
Pizza. Wait.
Because this is
What
important.
do you mean? It's baked.
Okay. So, is it going to be eaten, yes, no, or maybe?
Yes.
Is it state of matter, a solid or liquid?
It's a solid.
Is it a singular mass or made of multiple parts?
Singular mass.
If it's a singular mass, then it is a type of steak. Now, if you had toppings on top,
brain.
If you had toppings on top, then we'd move on because there's multiple parts.
Oh, fair enough.
Because
but
everything's all everything's all melded and cooked into each other.
Fair enough then.
The cheese is not a topping because it's cooked into the dough.
I've always been the person like I like my cheese plate or I like my pizza plate, so just cheese and that's all.
However, if that cheese just slides off like a piece of cardboard, then yeah, I will consider that. I will consider that a sandwich.
School lunch pizza, anybody? School lunch pizza. That's all I'm gonna say.
So the thing is, I am not the arbiter of truth. The chart is the arbiter of truth. And so, just because I may say it's a sandwich, or I may say it's a steak, somebody else is bound to say it's a sandwich. But the point is that they're still using the chart.
Yeah.
And the chart still works.
Yeah.
Because I have long since learned.
I hate it.
I've long since. Thank you, Monozuki. Where's Monozuki? She hates that. Or they hate that chart.
Mono-chan, help!
Because the thing is, I've long since this chart hurts my poor blonde side of my brain. I've long since learned that it is not. I shouldn't really just fight the chat when it comes to I say it what it is, because I may if I look at the number 6, somebody else will think it's the number 9. It's simply a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
So.
Damn it. This chart hurts my brain every time I see it. I'm just like, this hurts my brain so bad.
69,
what?
Yes, 69.
Ayo. Anyway.
The devil's number. It's the devil's number.
Sure, we'll go with that. Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So what these kids are doing? The
Oh my god!
kids, these finagling kids, 69s. The green Azumarill. What? Is it?
That's my boy! That's my boy! That's my boy!
Oh,
Hi,
heck yeah.
honey. That's my boy! Hi, lovely.
And he comes in right as we're talking about 69, but like not what you think. Like straight up not what you think, I swear.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Val. Chat, can we put Val in the jar now?
Where is it?
I think Val deserves to go in the jar now.
Are you sure about that?
Oh my god.
Chat. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh no. Oh no. What are you doing? What are you doing to poor innocent me?
There we
About
go.
to be in the chart exactly that, yeah. Oh, chat, yes. We're putting Val in the jar. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Your idol commands it! Doki Doki!
You got 3 minutes to decide.
Yeah, buddy. Doki Doki! Something jars. Alright, bye honey. I hope class went really well for you. Doki Doki! I love you!
Welcome back, Bubbles. I'm about to be on the road. We'll stop by again if you guys are still on something jars. Oh yeah.
Love you, honey.
Wow, 3 votes. 3 votes for should Val go in the jar.
Yes.
Can't believe you guys. So does the food flow chart work?
Yes. Just to save my sanity, yes.
And with that, you have earned a reward. Here's Pizza Rat.
Yay! Pizza Rat. I love pizza.
Like I said, it's Pizza Rat.
I love Pizza Rat.
Pizza Rat
I wish
is,
to take him
beautiful.
home and give him. I wish to take him home and give him pizza.
Pizza Rat's
Poor
good.
Nini sounded broken. Yeah. The chart broke my brain.
The chart breaks everyone's brain. That's because
That's normal for me though.
the chart breaks everyone's brain, but that's because the chart requires a bit of sophistication.
Oh, sure it does.
Takes a bit of nuance. Also, if the audio sounds choppy, that's because Discord likes to be stupid.
Yeah.
So,
God damn it, Discord.
nobody's brought that up in a long while. Guests are prone to sounding like robots and getting choppy every once in a while, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
So,
Oopsie doodles.
oh goodness. So, we in our last 30 minutes. Wow, time flies by.
Water break. Do it.
How?
Everyone hydrate.
This is 32 ounces of vitamin water.
There you
Had
go.
about one third of it.
Drink, you little vampire, drink.
Well, and there goes another third of my drink.
Yippee! Drink.
At least you actually like. Thank you, Tay. Unless that was,
Jesus Christ!
unless that was Phantom,
Oh my god.
because
That
Phantom's
was a lot
also
of Dr.
here.
Peppers.
Phantom's also.
Phantom!
So theoretically,
You know what to do.
Phantom could have also thrown that. Thank
You know
goodness
what to do, Phantom.
Thank goodness Brennan doesn't have access to that, though I know Brennan's here collecting points.
I have too, actually. So,
Alright, you settle down.
Yeah! Val's in a jar. Let's go.
Yeah, Val's in a jar.
Huzzah. How's it feel to be in a jar? Tap, tap, tap. Beautiful. This is
This is
beautiful.
It's a new feeling.
Uh-huh. Tap, tap, tap. We're gonna roll you down the hill now, okay? Whee!
I'm gonna fight you.
You're in a jar. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna sit here and say angry things at you.
Well, chat, we're rolling him down the hill. Let's have fun with that. Whee! I'm innocent, Queenie. Yes, you are. That's all we need to know. You're innocent, Queenie.
So am I gonna be doing the rest of the show entirely like this, where you can hear me just fine, but chat won't be able to hear me? Like,
Oh no!
chat can hear me. It's just that I sound incredibly muffled. But then again, I'm in a jar, so.
You're in a jar, a deserved jar. Cheeks hurt from laughing so much.
There's not much I can do.
Yay!
So, let's
Eevee.
go with this jar.
Aw, bye Jarval. Damn it.
Say jar.
Jarval. Jarval.
Don't you patronize me.
I will do that. I'm a little gremlin, no one can stop me.
How dare you?
I am a big man. I am an adult, and I will not be talked to like this. How dare
Small
you?
child. Small one.
Small one. Okay.
Small. I will hop up on that desk and give you head pats. Pat, pat, pat.
No. Nobody
Yes.
nobody touches this hair.
Are you sure about that? I am a cat. Remember this. Meow.
You mean considering it's based on my own hair. I mean, I've never parted it. I've never brushed my hair back entirely like that. I always part my hair on my right side, and part it to my left.
Oh.
Based on my hair, what hair? Real hair? What? Get out of here. David Tay.
Bald Val when.
Well, he says that because these days I just shave my head. It's just easier.
Ah, makes sense there. Gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
Get here, Tay. Get here.
Doki Tay. Doki Doki.
Yeah. Anyway, it's just easier.
Continue.
It's just easier
Fair.
to manage.
It is. It absolutely is. Having long hair has a lot of benefits, but also sucks at the same time. So a lot of times when my hair grows out, I'm like, I'm just gonna put it up in a ponytail and just wait till it gets long enough. I'm like, oh, it's hot now. I'm gonna cut it all off. Bye bye hair.
Oh yeah.
Oh lordy, lordy, lordy.
Is there anything
Meow.
else we have yet to talk about that you've wanted to talk about? Because we only have 10 minutes before we go into our last 10 questions.
Trying to think off the top of my head. Derp. Honestly, I can't really think of everything off the top of my head right now, honestly, which is strangely enough. I've been preparing for this day, but now I'm just like, what do I want to talk about now?
No, that's fine. That is more than fine.
Schnitzels.
So, going forward, what do you wish you knew back in the day that you knew now? Because clearly, like, how long have you been doing this for?
I started it. My official debut streaming was back in April. Of this year. So just about over math.
About half a year.
Yes, thank you. Math hurts.
So. What do you wish? What do you wish you knew now, or back then that you know now, as you've been streaming for about half a year?
Basically, what I wish I knew then versus now is preparation.
Okay.
Figuring stuff out, because when kind of going back to like the idea of me streaming, I had zero clue on how anything worked. I didn't know how OBS worked. I didn't know how Twitch worked with the streaming stuff. I didn't know where to find, an artist and a rigger. I didn't know where to essentially start, and I oftentimes looked at Twitter and also YouTube for, step-by-step guides and everything like that. All that, but it was like, how do I learn this? How do I learn this from someone else exactly? Because I am not tech savvy at all. It's like you tell me how to use a program, I'm like, can you just run this by me just so I'm actually figuring it out myself? We have a chaperone. Just mainly preparation, essentially. That's because again, I didn't know how anything worked, and going through everything now, kind of like the knowledge I have now of how to run OBS, or at least to my best of my abilities, at least.
Yeah.
Oh my scuff, Nini, help.
Well, scuff is a part of the
VTube
process.
Studio. Yeah, we're streamers. We're just scuffed. But knowing what I know now versus what I knew back then, just preparation is key. Research is key. That's my main thing. It's like I wish I dug a little bit more deeper into researching how everything worked versus kind of just diving in like head first.
Uh-huh. And since then, have you found that that research and that planning, have you found that you've been doing that a lot more since then?
I feel like I've been doing a lot more since I started streaming and everything. Like, I've been able to, figure things out a little bit more, or if I'm confused about something, I'll go to one of my close friends who, I'll go to some of my friends and everything who streamers as well. Friend streamers, God, English is hard.
It really is, though.
I'll go to them and ask them, like, hey, can you help me out with something real quick? I can't seem to get this one thing working. Or, like, hey, can you explain this one thing to me about, X, Y, and Z? And, since then, I've been kind of, like, taking that knowledge of what they teach me and kind of putting it into my own little, field of figuring everything out. But I will say this, and I will shout it out to the world. I am not tech savvy. I still don't know how to run OBS properly or anything like that. If something breaks, I'm going to cry about it.
To be fair, though, it is very much a how would I describe it? It's running Twitch is something that I wish more people would explain. Because honestly,
yeah.
It's like, before I started, it was just such a struggle to try and get things going, because nobody tells you these things, and it kind of reminds me of when I was learning about. I always like learning about voice acting and people who do it. I love asking, how people like get their start, and that's a question that. The past 20 years, people don't like to share that. People don't like to share how they get their start in voiceover, and that's because that's because it's like, well, if I tell you, then you'll probably try and go after that same route, and don't like that. And it hasn't been until recently that people are like, oh, this is how I got into it. And so it's kind of like with streaming, where some people are like, well, how'd you get into streaming? Well, it's a long story. Because at least for me, excuse me, pardon me.
Oh boy,
it's like how did I get into streaming? And my thing has always been, I've gotten into streaming because of my buddy, and I did it on a joke, and that's my story of how I got into streaming. But much like me choosing to go to college, since nobody in my family else really went to college, kind of figuring everything out on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
Yeah.
but I suppose it's also one of those things where the more you do it, you find the footing where you can appropriately help people who want to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because funny enough, one of my close friends and one of my close friends and moderators on my side, Kieran, he's been thinking about getting into streaming himself for quite a long time, since I mentioned to him, like, oh yeah, so I want to start streaming, this is what I want to do, this is my model and all that stuff. And he was one of the first people I actually ever told that I wanted to stream, essentially. Because, we talk a lot about anime stuff and all that, and also big time streamers, and all that stuff. And I knew he was just one of the people that would really support me. And since I started streaming, it's kind of like he's gained like a confidence boost, and also just kind of like just a general idea, like, I want to start doing this too, because this is something I also wanted to do as well. But he's also at the point where, like, I don't know where to start, because he wants to do VTubing as well, but he just doesn't know where to essentially start at, essentially. And he eventually found his footing of where he wanted to start at. So, if I remember correctly, he actually made his official first beta model in VRoid Studios, and he did a stream of that for a couple hours. And then decided to unfortunately scrap the idea of what he to scrap that idea, and is like, you know what, I want to do, I want to make this look a little bit better. So he wants to stream, but he's kind of like putting it in a like me, like he's putting it in a pin right now till he actually gets the footing and the space he needs, and also the technology he needs, and also the connections as well that he needs as well for a full-on model and everything like that. But
yeah,
I'm rooting for him whenever he does stream, and when he did stream that first time, I was very, very proud of him, honestly, and his model looked fantastic, by the way.
Oh, that's how it should be. I mean,
absolutely.
We need to be pushing each other. We need to be helping each other. There's no reason why we can't just be good people.
Exactly, yeah. And I've known this man for like over a decade and everything. So of course we throw jabs at one another and everything. But when he was designing his model and everything in VRoid, I kind of did my best to kind of like help him, like, like, hey, so give him ideas, or like, because he's had like a concept idea of what his model wants to look like, but it was just the VRoid limitations that he had on his end. It was just like there wasn't a whole lot that he could do.
Yeah.
But he did what he could with his model and everything, and it turned out amazingly. So he's got a concept idea. It's just he just wants to make it a little bit more pizzazz,
Oh, of course. It like I said, it takes time. It just takes time.
It absolutely does. And funny enough with me too is like this is another thing I actually want to talk about, actually, speaking of which. Sure. Speaking about models, actually, before I actually ever got my full-on VTuber model that you see here today, I started out as a simple PNG tuber, actually. Which I know many people start out with. I know with many VTubers start out with and everything. When I wanted to start streaming and everything, I wanted to do VTube stuff and everything, but a lot of my friends, warned me about, the cost of it, or, like, oh, are you planning on doing this long term, etc., etc. I'm just like, I want to do this as a hobby and nothing more. That's, if I go long term or short term, whatever the case. And they recommended me, trying out as streaming as a PNG tuber first. And I decided to go with the PNG idea until I could actually get a full-on VTuber model, because VTuber models are expensive as hell, and I didn't have the money. And I didn't really know any VTuber model artists before I met my mama artist now, Gigi. So, Gigi made my model, or my PNG model, which I still tend to use today, as well as a redeem on my stream, to have people swap my models and everything. So it was an interesting concept of going from a PNG tuber to now a full-on moving model, because it was a thing, honestly. And ADHD goober, oh god, no. It was a jump. It was a giant jump in, you know, because as a PNG tuber and everything, you don't really have to like keep looking over at your model and make sure, like, you know, like, oh, is she, you know, is it breaking, or is it frozen in spot, or is it making a weird face or anything like that? Versus a PNG tuber, you're just like, okay, I can just focus on the game and, you know, not worry about my model moving or having to adjust my model or anything like that.
Yeah. And I suppose I'll end with this. That way we can get to our last 10 questions.
Of course, love.
I always enjoy having PNG tubers on this show because it honestly is the easiest for me to do. And like those who've been PNG tubers who've been on my show know how much I express my appreciation for just them, because I get asked all the time for those who want to be a part of my show. It's like, well, do you allow like PNG tubers on? You know, because, you know, some people view as not VTubers. I'm like, who cares? I want everybody on my show. You know, I actually prefer to have PNG tubers on, because the amount of people who have these big, intricate, and complicated models is just harder for me to try and get right to fit on my show with like some of the background, the backward processing. So
no, I get that. Yeah.
PNG tubers, we love you.
All the love. We love the PNGs, Evie.
Yes. So it's time for us to get to our final 10 questions. And
Yippee.
These are 10 questions that I'll always love to ask at the end of my show. And these 10 questions were created by writer, actor, director James Lipton, that he often asks his guests on his show Inside the Actor's Studio. These questions have no right or wrong answers. They're just questions for us to see what your answers are. Now, if you're new in chat and you want to play along, put your answers in chat. We'd love to see what answers you have for us.
Huzzah!
So, without further ado, Nini, are you ready?
I'm all set to go. Hit me, baby.
Perfect. So, question number 1, what is your favorite word?
Favorite word. My favorite word. My favorite word would be yeah.
Why is that?
My favorite. The answer. Because I like meowing like a cat, or it's just a cute sound, I guess. Essentially a cute word, because, you know, it just fits my cat aesthetics and everything. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It just reminds me in Hunter x Hunter, where there's a character who is a cat, and they
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny, I actually recently got a figure of them, and now that they're on my shelf.
Dope. Yes. Yes.
Because the figure
Hell
just
yeah.
came out. It literally just came out like a couple weeks ago.
Yo, I love that. That's awesome. That's dope. Hells yeah.
But the character in the Japanese version, they say instead of saying naruhodo, which means like I understand or I know, they say nyaruhodo.
Nyaruhodo.
And they say that. But
that's adorable.
But in the English version, the voice actress, she says, meow, I get it. And like,
okay,
I honestly love meow, I get it more than nyaruhodo.
Meow, I get it. I like that. That's exactly really funny.
Yeah, that's exactly how she says. She goes, meow, I get it.
Meow, I get it. Meow.
That's actually. Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
I am currently on midway through the Ant arc right now.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
Are you watching the dub or the sub?
I'm currently going through the dub right now. I go between the dub and the sub if I can actually find it. So I go between the either or.
The dub is on Hulu. It's on Hulu.
Yay!
So I watch the dub. I love the dub. You know, the Japanese sub is really good. I love the dub.
The dub is great, honestly.
So that means you know all three of the Royal Guard then.
Yes, it's been a hot minute since I last watched Hunter x Hunter.
They get back into it.
Doing a Yes, sir, I promise. Oh god, I'm terrified.
Freaking P2 Poof and Yuppie. Oh my gosh. Like, it's funny. On my desk right now, I have two little figures. I have Poof and I have P2. I have two little like chibi figures on my shelf of those two characters.
Kawaii.
And so just
1 second, my cat wants. Oh, cat. Hello, cat. 1 second, cat. There you go, cat. There we go. Sorry, my cat wandered out of my room.
That's okay. The English voice
oh god,
actress does a very good job as the character P2.
Yes,
so
yes.
Meow,
oh
I
my
get
goodness. Yeah, get it. I think I still have my Hulu subscription.
I think if you practice, you could do a good impression.
I'm pretty good at doing impressions in some regards, but yeah.
Also, I'll leave Hunter x Hunter with this, and then we'll move on. The ending for that arc, I freaking love that song so much. It's so good.
Yes.
It's
honestly,
called,
there's
it's called Hiyori Itai, which I believe is the two sides. Two sides of a coin, essentially.
Oh.
So good. If you haven't seen Hunter x Hunter, go watch Hunter x Hunter. It's
go
returning.
Watch Hunter x Hunter now.
It's returning.
Yes.
Its manga is returning to being released after a long break. So,
I've heard it. I'm super excited.
So I'm reading it, and it's so good. So anywho, is that the Gooman Affogato? What's going on, Gooman? The only person to really beat me at golf.
Get golf.
And then Tay will be here, and then Tay will be like, "I beat you plenty of times, bottom boy," or something like that. I don't know.
Damn, love that.
So, what is your least favorite word?
My least favorite word. My least favorite word would probably be.
See, there it is, right there.
Love that. My least favorite word would be. My least favorite word would be crying.
Crying.
Yes.
Let me see. What inspires you creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
What inspires me? What inspires me? I would probably say what inspires me in all three of those categories would be writing.
Writing's good.
Yes.
My goodness, Val. My goodness, get it, Val.
Damn. Val gonna get put back in a jar again.
No. What does not inspire you creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
Thinking about that one. When I'm unable to help people in need.
Ooh. Is it just that feeling of just being a bystander that just gnaws at you?
Yeah. When it's just more the case of when you want to help but you're not sure how to help, essentially, and you're just kind of like just standing there like, how do I figure this out? I hate feeling useless, essentially. That feeling of uselessness.
Oh yeah, no, I think I feel that same way too. What is your favorite curse word?
Good question, actually.
All right.
My favorite one would be bitch.
Yeah? Wow, it's not the F word.
I mean, that was on the table as well. That was on the table as well.
You don't strike me as one who says the F word a lot.
Oh, I swear like a sailor. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you don't strike me as one who says that word particular a lot.
Okay, fair enough.
Like
yeah,
you sprinkle it with a bunch of others.
Yeah, I try not to say that a lot. I try not to drop the F-bomb too much, but I'm also like, shit. I do.
The B word is a good one.
Biatch.
Congratulations, Bubbles. Good job hitting affiliate.
Let's go, Bubbles!
Get ready to get hit with bits. That's all I can say. What sound or noise do you love?
Sound or noise I love.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sound of music.
Like the musical?
Just yes, yeah, the music. Just any sort of like just soft beat happening, like
The hills are alive with
keeping
the
a
sound
rhythm.
of music.
Yeah, purring to be honest, kawaii. But yeah, no, music's always been my thing, honestly. So it's just always just been music has just been my favorite thing, honestly. Any kind of music, well, almost any kind of music, but yeah.
Did my joke go like completely overhead?
Yes, it did. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry.
So The Sound of Music is a very famous musical, Broadway musical.
Oh,
It got made into a very famous movie with, I believe, Julie Andrews.
Got it. Okay.
She's like, when she say the two famous songs are Do a deer, a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, and the song "My Favorite Things," raindrops on roses and whiskers and kittens.
I know that one. Oh my god! I'm upset I didn't catch that one. Damn it! That's a favorite one. God damn it!
Brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
Yes. God damn it!
See, I've always
I
thought
didn't get that one.
I've always thought that that little bit right there is in the very beginning. These are a few of my favorite things. It's always sounded really funny because in other recordings they always go straight to "These are a few of my favorite things," which sounds better.
Yeah, the high pitch. Yeah, the high pitch versus the low pitch, which is
instead of going favorite things, going favorite things.
favorite things.
It just sounds like somebody like ice figure skating and then slamming straight into like a brass like pipe.
No.
Just, these are a few of my favorite things. Just burn. Anyway.
Oh,
Excuse me. Sorry, the spirit of Julie Andrews is killing me.
no.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Nails on a chalkboard.
That's a common one.
Yeah.
When was the last time you heard a chalkboard, though? The last time you saw a chalkboard?
That's a good question, actually. That's
I
a
see.
good question, actually.
I see
been a
chalkboards
hot
every
minute.
Sunday. My church insists on keeping chalkboards.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oh god. I think the last time I ever did see a chalkboard was a couple years ago when I was in Girl Scouts, and we kept we met up in a church and everything, and they had a chalkboard in there. I was just like, oh god.
Actually, thinking about it, so on my campus, because I'm a university student, the math department, like a lot of the math classrooms, just still have like wall-to-wall chalkboards.
Hey, that's also really funny, but why?
But like the main board in the front is a whiteboard, but if you move the whiteboard to the left or right, a black board is behind it.
That's cute. I like that actually.
It's really funny.
Oh my lordy.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
I have two in mind, but I'm currently aiming for one, so I don't think that would count.
Okay.
I would probably say psychology.
Psychology. Why psychology?
Growing up, I often saw a psychologist due to my ADHD and all that stuff. So it was kind of a inspiration to me to essentially try to become, a psychologist, because I've always been the counselor friend I've always been the counselor friend to everyone around me. Like, if you're having trouble, I'll do my best to, give you the best piece of advice that I can offer and try to, break down the situation of what's going on and figure it out step by step,
Yeah.
But that's unfortunately a lot of schooling, but if I could, I would absolutely 100% go into that field.
Psychology is a much needed and much underappreciated field.
Oh, absolutely, 100% there, yeah. That's why I'm, actually, funny enough, I'm going back to school next semester, and I'm going to be, trying to, take a dip into psychology courses and everything. I'm going to see how it's going to turn out, but we'll see how that goes when the semester comes back up.
Yeah. Now, what is a profession that you would not want to do?
Oh, can I say retail even though I'm in it right now?
Yes, you can.
Yay! I don't recommend retail to anyone. I hate retail. God. Retail. Absolutely 100% retail. It's necessary, but God, I want to strangle people every single day. But yeah, no, I would choose retail, honestly.
Retail's a rough one.
The profession
But that's the thing.
Oh God.
We have to make sure we have to make sure that we respect and appreciate those who work in those fields, because without them we wouldn't be able to have the running world we have.
Yeah, it's especially too, funny, nice little like side story. My second ever job, I worked at a grocery store, and this was around the time COVID actually officially hit the States and everything, where people were stocking up on foods and toilet papers. So I was on the front lines of the essential workers.
Oh, I used to work.
And that was rough.
I used to work at a Starbucks, and especially I worked during the height of COVID, and
oh
that was awful, because we didn't have an inside store, we still operated through the drive-through, and that was madness. Cars after cars
I can
after
imagine
cars.
with the. Yeah, I can imagine that, honestly, and it was rough, especially at a grocery store, because it was basically Christmas time, but for like a month or two, it was awful.
Yes, it was.
But we made it through. We made it through in the end.
Yes, we did. Final question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Ooh. This one's gonna be a little bit of a rough one, but I would want to hear God tell me, "Oh, Nini, you're here really early, but that's okay. You're here real early. But since you're here, why don't you go say hello to your grandma? She's been waiting for you."
Why early?
God did not. I mean, that's a good question.
I imagine.
Was it my time to go yet? Was it my time to go yet? But yeah.
I have a feeling you'll be living a long and a full life.
I appreciate that, Val. Thank you. But yeah, that's the one thing I would want God to tell me, is that I'm here early, but your grandma's waiting for you here, so go spend your time with her.
All right. Well, that is our show for today. It's time for me to ask our last, and in my opinion, our second most important question, and that is, Nini, who shall we raid that we have not raided before? And before you answer that, put their name in the chat for all to see, and I will talk to the chat. Thank you guys so much for joining me today on this wonderful new week. Mondays suck, but the VOD makes it a little better, in my opinion. I thank you guys for joining us today, as we have our wonderful guest, Nini the Neko, here with us. And if you're not following me on Twitter, I encourage you guys to follow me on Twitter. I encourage you guys to follow me on YouTube, especially because I'm posting a lot more content there. I have several new YouTube shorts out that I put a lot of time and effort into, and not to mention I paid somebody else to do that for a different one. So, but you can find me. Where's that? Where is that? No. Okay, cool. It it didn't play the thing. It didn't play my channel trailer.
Oopsie. Do you want me to drop their Twitch and everything, or just their name?
Just their name, because I can look it up from there.
Okay, gotcha. But yeah, this is the good close streamer friend of mine, and also one of the people who inspired me to really get into streaming, all that.
Well, all right.
They are a lovely bunny VTuber who is slowly starting to rebrand right now into a vampire girl, so I'm super excited for that when she
Into a
does.
vampire girl.
She is smexy. I love her to death.
She
Aw,
is smexy.
Vic.
And they're playing until dawn. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, they just started.
It's spooky. Yeah. So, figure we go give Miss lovely Vic some love and attention from the
Oh.
VOD.
Well, let's
And
get
of
that.
course, since it is spooky month.
Let's get that VOD raid going. And
Yippee.
yeah, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I hope to see you tomorrow, as we will be playing some Halo Reach with our good buddy. Oh goodness, with our good buddy Apophis Nova. And when might we see you streaming as well?
I will possibly be live either I'll probably be live tomorrow or Friday. Or I'm sorry, either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. I do have a collab coming up this week. I do need to double check with them and everything to make sure that's gonna be correct on the date and everything. But I will possibly be streaming tomorrow, if not Wednesday and Friday.
All right. Well, then we will hope to see you there. Anyway, it looks like she has just changed over her thing. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. My name is Val. This has been Nini the Neko, and we hope to see you tomorrow for our stream of the Pavas Nova, a stream with Nini, and as well as I hope to see you guys on Friday for our next episode of the VOD. Anyway, my name is Val. This has been Nini, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye-bye!
Sayonara, chat! Doki Doki! Sayonara!